Alrighty, fellas, time for the Steelix raid. This is supposed to be one of the tougher ones. I know it's not as tough as Slacking. That's the big boy raid that everybody is scared of, but it seems like the strategy for Steelix is just to use Sun, to use Fire-type Pokemon, specifically special attacking Fire-type mons, so you want to avoid physical ones if possible. The only physical attacker I have on my team is Darmanitan, because Darmanitan is good and does so much damage that it's kind of fine. We've got our Ninetales over here with Heat Rock and Drought. I'm going to be setting Sun first. We do have two people leading Ninetales, which is a little funny, but it's okay. I could also switch, I guess, instead of double leading Ninetales. And double check to make sure. Yeah, honestly, let's just back out really quick and get that fixed. Get that in play. So you want to have one person leading Ninetales. That's okay. That's fixed. And then we got Specs, Moltres, Fire Gem, Volcarona with Fiery Dance, Ninetales, Heat Rock in the back for if we need more, you know. We do have a Defog on a Murkrow over here, and then we have a backup one as well. We should have two Defogs, and we do have two Defogs on the team. Want to keep an eye out for the Stealth Rocks being set. Our Solar Power Charizard with Flamethrower. Here we go, jumping into it. Let's go and get started. This is my first time, as always, in these videos. This is my first impressions, my first time doing the fight. This is not really a guide so much as my experience and just a logging of the raid, a logging of the events, and to show you guys what it's like to do these raids. First time, you know, risking it all, going into it. So we have our Miss Bud's Chicken Pot Pie, the best food on planet Earth. Gonna go ahead and get a Flamethrower off. I think we got our Sun off, I assume. Eruption will help take out the ads as well. Yep, Sun is up. We can double check. Now with this new UI, we can double check to see if the Ninetales is Heat Rock or something else. It could be Heat Rock. It could be something else. Is that like you don't need Heat Rock, I feel like. I could be wrong. 8 turns is so much. You don't always need that if you have multiple Sunsetters like this. The damage we're doing to Steelix already is insane. There is a Stealth Rock. I do want to... if I get a death here on my Moltres at some point, I probably want to switch into my Murkrow and go for if anyone who's dead, we probably Defog here would be my guess. We probably would go ahead and throw up our first Defog here, but I could be mistaken. I got it. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. You need 2 Defogs though. Should we hold? Do we hold one or do we just go for it now? I have a Defog. I have 1 Defog. Do we need to both do it at the same time? Is that the meme? Let me wait for a sec so I actually see my teammates' responses in chat. Double if it's possible. Defog now? Okay. 2 to any point. Double Defog gets rid of all rocks. Just 2 can be same turn, but doesn't matter. Double. Okay. It seems like that's so... I didn't know that. That's so interesting. I'm gonna go... Okay, I'm gonna bring in my Defog as well then. My plan will also be to Defog. Okay, I'm Defog 1. Min is 2, I believe. 2 gets rid of all the rocks. 3 gets rid of the steel shards too. Interesting. That's a cool mechanic. It's cool to see the steel shards like implanted into the ground. I typed in the team chat. Oh, oops. Oops, wrong chat, lol. So we're gonna head into our double Defog situation here. Charizard's really powerful in these fights, but it's really scary because it does take 50% chip. You have to be very, very careful bringing your Zards in. I'm gonna go for Defog here. Bringing your Zards in with rocks and stuff up, taking that much damage is super, super brutal. I always thought 1 Defog got rid of all rocks, not just 1 layer. I'm assuming this is a raid-only mechanic. There's also not layers of rocks in normal Pokemon, in normal PvP. I'm assuming this is a raid-specific mechanic where there's, like, yeah, different layers of rocks and yada yada. Normally, in normal PvP, like, you know, metal shards aren't a thing in normal PvP either, right? So, like, in normal PvP, you have spikes. You can do 3 layers of spikes. You can do, I believe, 2 layers of toxic spikes and then 1 Stealth Rock. It's a raid. It's a great question, Tom. It's a raid specific thing that you have to double Defog. It's a weird thing we're not used to, you know. Dude, welcome back to the game, Anom. Happy to have you, dude. Hell yeah. I wonder how... I'm so curious. Like, it's one thing for new players to come to PokeMMO and experience raids. I feel like... What's it called? I feel like, fucking your teammates. I guess I did click the my I never think about that. I think I'm used to, that's actually really funny. I'm used to defogging in singles to where, like, you know, you don't select a target. But no, you're actually right. Defogging a teammate, it doesn't really change anything for the, but it lowers their evasiveness, right? That's the, I'm used to just, no, that's a funny meme. I'm curious, like, for a returning player especially, what do raids look like? I feel like if you played Pokemon back in 2013, 2014, seeing raids now, for me, it blows my mind a little bit. Like, it's crazy, man, how far this game has come, you know? It's super, super interesting. Darmanitan coming in. Another EQ. We survive. Okay, we do a bit of damage, but we survive for the most part. Oh, no. That was some big damn, dude. This Steelix is a little tough. I'm going to be honest. Surprised my Volcarona tanked that so well. Oh, this is my bald Volk. That's why. My bold Volk. I probably should bring my offensive Volk. No, Volk. No wonder if I fucking tanked the Earthquake so well. I mean, that worked out, I guess. Weirdly, that worked out here, but I probably should be on offensive Volk. The metal spikes come from Copperjaw's G-Max move. Maybe. It's definitely, PokeMMO definitely will take certain mechanics like that from, like, Gen 6 Plus games and have them, like, I know alphas are based off of, like, Lunar, like, not, alphas are based off of, like, Legends Arceus or something like that, right? There's certain things like that that are based off of other mechanics from future games, which is always really cool to see and interesting in my opinion. I watched it on Water Team over. I could see that. I think Fire Team, Sun Team, or Rain Team works pretty well here. There's probably different options. I think Cav said in his video, and I agree. The reason why a Fire Team or a Sun Team is the recommendation is most people have that. Sun Team is pretty much the go-to team right now for raids. So, you know, some people, if you have a Rain Team, it might be better. But almost everybody doing raids will probably have a Fire Team or a Sun Team. It's a great point, though. It's a great point to bring up. This event is 100 times easier to solo queue compared to Halloween event. These raids feel so much weaker. I've heard a lot of people say that. Well, number one, well, actually, it's for a few reasons. It's a great question. The reason why these raids feel so much weaker. Do we have Sun? I believe we have Sun. Let me me with no Sun team, Monka. Let me just bring in Charizard here, I guess. That's fine. Bring Zard. The reason why these raids feel so much weaker is, number one, these are the first raids we ever got in PokeMMO returning. Many people, like, this was, like, the beta test. This was the plan A of raids. So these raids are just simpler and less complicated than the newer raids they've created, right? So these raids are simpler because they're simpler. They were the first attempt at raids, which happened. Raids have only been out for 1 year, I believe, right? I think it was last year, 2024, raids were beta tested, I believe, right? In the Lunar New Year event. This is actually no one's talking about it, but this is the 1 year anniversary of raids, which is kind of cool. In PokeMMO. So yeah, these raids are a little bit simpler, but they're still pretty cool in my opinion. Their strategies have changed from last year, but we've had a lot more time. We're getting better. Like, players are getting better at raids. They're getting just more experienced, right? The more raids people do, even if it's not the same raid, we're learning how to solve puzzles and solve things better. Someone said, what is a Sun Team? A Sun Team is essentially just a team of Fire-type Pokemon that usually consists of a Drought Ninetales, for sure. That's your Sun Setter. And then usually a combination of things like Darmanitan, Sheer Force Darmanitan, Solar Power Charizard, Moltres is nice, Volcarona is nice, Heatran's nice. I don't have that one, but there's a ton of different things you can do. But basically fire-focused, set up your Sunny Day. Typhlosion's a good option. Exactly. Strong DPS Chandelure, strong DPS fire types I can benefit from Sun. Yeah. It's essentially just Drought Ninetales alongside a bunch of other powerful fire type attackers. You want to hopefully have a good mix of physical and special. At least you own that mix, you know. Still good on everything. I don't need to like defog or anything like that. I think I just go Zard. Hopefully we can do enough damage here. It's gonna be a little close, honestly. Gonna be a little close. I can Fire Blast actually, can't I? Because his evasiveness is down. Or I don't have it on this. Man, I wonder if it's worth the Blast Burn here. It's kind of risky. Part of me wants to Blast Burn because I know that I'll hit or whatever. But if I have to rest next turn, if I live on my Zard, it's unlikely my Zard lives. I could go Heat Wave though, I think. I think Heat Wave with no downside is worth it. Blast Burn like a Chad. I think it's too risky. I'll go for the Heat Wave because it's like impossible to miss. Blast Burn's a cool option to have if you really need to make sure you're doing max damage or whatever. We did 6% to the Steelix with the Heat Wave, which I think is max. I think that's, yeah, I think that looks like max damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. Solar Power Zard is just really, really, really strong. It gives it a massive damage increase. Okay, I was a little worried for a sec, but we're taking down the Steelix pretty well. It seems like it's just a fire thing, you know. Hit it with fire type attacks. Should be good. The Melodic's a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It's doing a lot of damage to us, but it's so spread. There's the EQ. Thankfully, the Zard dodges it, which is nice, but my poor other teammates... 7.5? This is a great question. Is it maxed like 7.5? It depends on the tier of the raid. It's a great question. Certain raids have 6% to like 5.9% max damage. Certain raids have 7.4, 7.5% max damage. Certain raids you'll even get lower. Like in the upcoming raids, you'll get lower, I believe. A fire patch is like 240k right now. Damn. I just go into Ninetales here. A new era. It's grass is down to 170. That's pretty crazy, man. That's a good call. Grass patches were the most expensive ability patch for an extremely long time because what is it? Venusaur with chlorophyll was really good in PvP. I can Fire Blast here, right? It's important to keep in mind you can Fire Blast the evasiveness -1. I think it should hit there. That also might be the last hit from the Infernape. Nice job, Infernape. Nice job, gamer. The last wishes as he passes away. But yeah, so like Contrary Superior, right, was a big one. It was like Chlorophyll, Venusaur, and Contrary Superior made grass ability patches like the most expensive. But nowadays with raids, a new piece of content, things change, the metagames change. With Sun teams being so good, fire patches are taking over. Fire patches were the cheapest ability patch for a long time. So what a crazy arc where now they're the most expensive. Cool to see. Here's our Alpha Steelix catch, our raid Steelix. Reminder to, this is something that I kind of forget sometimes, reminder to don't just price check your raid Pokemon as alphas, price check them as alphas with the particle effect. They do have the Spirit of Spring particle effect, which is super relevant. I will take a male Steelix, 31 defense, dude, this may look like not great, this is a great stat line. On this Pokemon, the distribution, everything else is like, you know, low stats, but this is a better catch than like that Ampharos. I got that Ampharos that was 170 plus total, but that's probably worth less than this Steelix. This is a sick catch. Okay, hell yeah, dude. That's the Steelix raid taken care of. We now have the Slacking raid in the Tauros raid left. So next up is the Big Daddy. It's the Slacking raid, the hardest one so far. I'm curious to see how it goes. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it and made it till the very end. Subscribe if you want to see daily PokeMMO videos every single day, especially regarding the Lunar event. And follow the Twitch for streams like this live. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.